Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, following diets, exercising, staying motivated, yet still struggle to lose weight or keep it off? What if the biggest barrier to your success isn't your body, but your mind? Imagine unlocking the hidden patterns in your subconscious that silently sabotage your progress, day after day, without you even noticing. In today's video, we're diving deep into the surprising ways your subconscious shapes your relationship with food and self-control. By the end of this journey, you'll discover easy, science-backed strategies to reprogram your mind and finally start seeing real, lasting results. Are you tired of repeating the same cycle of hope and disappointment? Curious about what's really happening behind the scenes of your weight loss journey? Let's reveal the invisible forces holding you back and empower you to make the breakthrough you've always wanted. Imagine waking up every day with the intention to eat healthily, make positive choices, and finally lose the weight you've been struggling with for years. Yet, by the end of the day, you find yourself reaching for snacks, giving in to cravings, or falling back into old habits, as if your body is on autopilot and your conscious efforts simply don't matter. Why does this happen even when you're genuinely motivated? The answer lies deep within your subconscious mind. While we often think our conscious decisions shape our lives, research shows that up to 95% of our daily actions are actually dictated by habits and belief systems stored in our subconscious. These are the thoughts, memories, and emotional patterns that operate silently below the surface, formed through years of life experience, family influences, childhood memories, and repeated routines. When you try to lose weight by focusing only on diet and exercise, you're addressing the what and how of weight loss, but not the why. The subconscious mind often holds on to outdated programs. Perhaps you learned to use food for comfort after a tough day, or came to associate eating with safety and love during childhood. These emotional scripts override your best intentions, making you feel stuck in a cycle you can't seem to break. This is why willpower alone almost always fails over time. When your subconscious is convinced that certain foods or habits serve a deeper, emotional purpose, it finds invisible ways to guide you back, sometimes through cravings, procrastination, or self-sabotage. It's not because you lack discipline or motivation. It's because your subconscious is trying to protect you from perceived discomfort or threats by keeping you in familiar territory. True, lasting change comes from becoming aware of these hidden mental drivers. By beginning to identify and question your unconscious beliefs, from "I'll always be overweight" to "healthy food is boring," or "I need dessert to feel happy," you start to regain control. In fact, the most successful weight loss transformations happen not when someone gets a new meal plan, but when they update the beliefs and emotional associations that control their actions on autopilot. Imagine the power of aligning both your conscious goals and subconscious beliefs. Instead of fighting yourself every step of the way, you become naturally drawn to healthier choices, feel less tempted by quick fixes, and remove the shame and frustration of failing repeatedly. This shift is possible for anyone, regardless of past experiences or current challenges. Think about the last time you found yourself reaching for a snack not out of physical hunger but because you felt stressed, anxious, bored, or even happy. For many people, the journey of weight loss isn't simply about managing what they eat, but understanding why they eat in the first place. This is where emotional triggers come into play, and why most diets eventually fail, no matter how promising they seem at first. At some point, almost everyone has used food as a way to cope with difficult emotions. Maybe you munched on chips after a tough day at work, indulged in sweets during a breakup, or celebrated accomplishments with oversized meals. This pattern is more than just habit. It's a psychological loop deeply encoded in the subconscious in response to emotional highs and lows. Over time, your mind starts to link specific foods with comfort, safety, or pleasure, creating a powerful bond that's hard to break with willpower alone. Do you ever notice that your cravings are strongest when you're feeling vulnerable? Emotional hunger can be very convincing, often mimicking real, physical hunger. But it's characterized by a sudden need for specific comfort foods, a sense of urgency, and feelings of guilt or emptiness after eating. It's your mind's way of distracting you from uncomfortable emotions or filling an emotional void that food, unfortunately, cannot satisfy long-term. This is why so many diets backfire. A strict eating plan may work temporarily, but if it doesn't address the emotional and psychological motivations behind eating, it becomes a constant battle of deprivation versus desire. The more you suppress emotional needs, the more likely they are to resurface, sometimes even stronger than before. That's why you might stick to healthy choices for a week, only to binge or fall off the wagon the next. The inner conflict between your conscious goals and subconscious needs creates stress, and stress itself can trigger the body to hold on to fat, making weight loss harder. But here's the empowering truth. By recognizing your emotional triggers, you can begin to break the cycle. Start by noticing when you crave certain foods. What happened just before the craving? How are you feeling emotionally? The simple act of naming your feelings, like sadness, anger, anxiety, or boredom, starts to weaken their grip. Self-awareness is the first step toward regaining real control. Next, try replacing food-based rewards or comfort rituals with healthier outlets. When stress hits, could you take a 5-minute walk, practice deep breathing, call a friend, or even write in a journal about your emotions? These simple strategies start to create new associations in your brain, teaching your mind that there are better ways to handle emotions than turning to food. Over time, these changes add up, making healthy choices feel less like punishment and more like self-care. Finally, remember, emotional eating is not a sign of weakness or lack of discipline. It's a learned response, often from childhood, meant to protect you from pain or discomfort. When you approach your weight loss journey with compassion and curiosity instead of guilt and shame, you give yourself the opportunity for real, sustainable change. The goal is not to eliminate emotions, but to become so skilled at understanding and managing them that food no longer holds power over you. Imagine if instead of relying on sheer willpower every day, you could train your mind to work with you, not against you, in your weight loss journey. This isn't science fiction. It's the core principle behind mental reprogramming. Most people try to change their results by fighting old habits or layering new behaviors on top of deep-rooted beliefs. However, if your subconscious mind still views itself as overweight, unworthy, or unhappy, your progress will always feel like a struggle. You'll be swimming against a powerful current. Mental reprogramming means updating the software running quietly in the background of your life. It's not about positive thinking alone. It's about changing your core beliefs, your self-image, and emotional patterns. The subconscious mind is like a garden. Whatever beliefs and thoughts you plant, water, and nurture will eventually grow to dominate your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you hate exercise, or that diets never work, you're reinforcing the very patterns you wish to escape. How do you start to reprogram your mind for weight loss? The first step is awareness. Begin by paying attention to the stories you repeat about yourself. I can't lose weight, I'm always going to struggle, or I just have bad genes. These stories aren't facts, they're deeply held beliefs formed through years of repetition. Question them. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true? Where did I learn it? What would I do differently if I believed the opposite? Visualization is a powerful tool. Every day, take a few moments to picture yourself as a healthier, more energetic person. See yourself making good choices naturally, enjoying movement, feeling confident in your body. Your mind doesn't always distinguish between imagination and reality, so consistent visualization helps prime your subconscious with new expectations. Athletes, performers, even top business leaders use this technique to achieve remarkable results, and so can you. But mental reprogramming also involves emotion. It's not enough to just think thin. You must feel it. Practice associating positive feelings with healthy behaviors. Joy after a walk, pride for preparing a nutritious meal, peace from mindful eating. When you celebrate small wins, your mind learns to crave those experiences, making new habits stick far more easily than through force or restriction. Self-talk matters too. Treat yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you'd offer a friend trying to change. When old patterns show up, as they inevitably will, pause and remind yourself that change is a journey, not a straight line. Forgive slips, learn from them, and stay curious instead of judgmental. The real transformation happens not in a single breakthrough, but in small, consistent shifts in your thoughts and feelings about yourself. Over time, mental reprogramming shifts your self-image from someone who struggles with weight to someone who enjoys taking care of their body. It becomes easier to stick to healthy routines, resist temptations, and bounce back from setbacks. The invisible mental walls that once held you back begin to crumble, replaced by a quiet but powerful confidence that you can, and will, achieve your goals. Understanding how the subconscious mind and emotional triggers impact your weight is the first step. But true transformation only happens when you start applying daily practices that gently, consistently, and powerfully reshape your habits from the inside out. You don't need radical changes or overwhelming routines. Instead, think about making small, manageable shifts, simple things you can do every day to teach your mind and body to work together. Start with morning intention setting. Each morning, before your day gets busy, take a moment to close your eyes and imagine yourself making healthy choices throughout the day. Picture yourself enjoying a balanced meal at lunch, turning down unnecessary snacks, savoring a mindful walk, or feeling proud at the end of the day. This mental rehearsal primes your subconscious, lowering the resistance to actually following through with these intentions. Practice mindful eating. Next time you sit down for a meal or snack, pause for a few seconds. Take a deep breath, notice the colors, smells, and textures of your food. Eat slowly, savoring each bite, and check in with your body. Ask yourself, am I really hungry, or is something else driving me to eat? By reconnecting with your physical hunger cues and honoring real needs, you break the cycle of automatic, emotional eating. Journaling is another powerful tool. Don't overthink it. Every evening, simply jot down a few sentences about how your day went, how you felt, and what triggered your eating patterns either positively or negatively. Over time, you'll start noticing patterns. Maybe you eat more when stressed, celebrate with food after accomplishments, or skip meals when busy. This self-awareness helps you make changes that actually fit your lifestyle, rather than trying to force yourself into someone else's plan. Integrating short, daily affirmations can also reinforce new beliefs. Choose 1 or 2 phrases, like, I respect my body, I am in control, or healthy choices come naturally to me, and repeat them throughout the day silently or aloud. It might feel awkward at first, but with repetition, these words start to overwrite old limiting self-concepts at the subconscious level. Movement is essential, but focus on joy, not punishment. Find an activity you genuinely enjoy: dancing, stretching, walking the dog, gardening, or even playing with kids. When you move your body out of self-love instead of guilt, your subconscious pairs being active with positive emotions. This makes it far more likely that you'll stick to it, and even crave it over time. Lastly, build a simple relaxation or meditation practice into your evenings. Just 5 minutes of deep breathing, calming music, or mindfulness can lower stress hormones, curb emotional cravings, and help your mind reset. As your nervous system calms, your subconscious becomes more open to new, healthy routines. Remember, these practices don't require perfection, just consistency. The real magic of rewiring your mind isn't in doing everything right, but in showing up for yourself, day after day, with compassion and openness. Over time, these small steps lead to big results: effortless weight loss, stronger self-esteem, and the freedom to live fully in a body you trust and enjoy. You now understand that lasting weight loss isn't just about the food you eat or the workouts you choose, it's about mastering your mind. If you're ready to stop repeating old cycles and finally experience the freedom of effortless subconscious change, I have something special for you. Discover our Mind Reset for Weight Loss program, a step-by-step guide designed to rewire your beliefs, build unshakable self-confidence, and break free from emotional eating, without deprivation or self-criticism. Imagine waking up with a new sense of ease, watching cravings fade, and enjoying healthy habits that feel automatic. If you want to unlock the power of your subconscious and transform your relationship with food for good, check out the first comment pinned below this video. All the details and direct access to this life-changing program are waiting for you there. Remember, your breakthrough isn't just possible, it's inevitable when you get your mind on your side.